Ahoy Titans, Senior Chief Arbogast here. I wanted to say a little something to you today about Veterans Day and the history behind it as we make that observation today. It was in 1919 when President Woodrow Wilson addressed the nation on November 19th. That was the first Armistice Day, and he recognized the end of World War I across the world. In 1926, Congress asked President Calvin Coolidge to issue annual proclamations calling for the observance of November 11th with appropriate ceremonies. And then it was in May of 1938 when Congress made November 11th a legal holiday, and they called it at the time Armistice Day. And then it was June of 1954 when Congress replaced the name Armistice with the new word Veterans Day, and that holiday has been known in this country as Veterans Day ever since. It's important that we make the distinction, okay, and understand the difference between this day and that of, say, Memorial Day or Armed Forces Day. Armed Forces Day is the third Saturday in May, always. It's on this day that we honor all members currently serving in all branches of the armed forces. Memorial Day is always the last Monday in May. On this day, we remember all those who have died while serving our country. But on Veterans Day, the 11th of November, we honor all living American veterans who have given their service in support and defense of our nation. Currently, our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines are serving in 120 countries throughout the world. And the legacy of our veterans continues to inspire each of them to answer to the call of duty. So today, when you join me in thanking our veterans for their service, applaud them not only for their past service, but also for the example they've set for our current and future military members. Additionally, remember that veterans' families and military families have also paid a price for freedom. We must never forget, we must never be able to adequately thank our veterans, our military, and their families, but we must always continue to support them. With your support, our current military members, America's future veterans, will continue to honor the sacred duty of protecting this nation, our families, and fellow citizens, and the freedoms that we value so much. When I was young, I didn't think much about the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. I did think about the fact that it might mean a day off from school, though. I generally regarded them as essentially the same thing. It was a day to honor and respect our military members in general. Okay? I'd never suggest that we disregard our fallen heroes of the past, but that's what Memorial Day is for. And it's a powerfully important day to honor. Today, though, is Veterans Day. It's not the same thing, not really. Today is about the men and women who have continued to defend, protect, and provide the freedoms and rights envisioned by our forefathers. I'd like y'all to please remember, the reason you've always been free to speak your mind and voice your opinion is because of what veterans have done for you. The reason you've always been free to assemble with like-minded peers in support of your ideals is because veterans have enabled that. The reason you've always been free to practice and pursue any spiritual or religious enlightenment that you've chosen, it's because of veterans' efforts. Ironically, all veterans today have all committed their very lives to defend your right to openly criticize or even condemn them or the country they love. All anybody has to do is travel to anywhere, really, and you'll find quickly, realize that the freedoms that we sometimes take for granted here are indeed precious. Volunteering to sacrifice one's own time, efforts, resources, and if need be, their very lives and souls to protect these rights is the most profound and noble calling I can fathom. At Southwest Legacy High School, we have a gathering of truly remarkable and honorable heroes, veterans, and our own staff. They would never ask for recognition, but they certainly deserve it. You see these folks around, please thank them. Here at Southwest Legacy High School, we have a number of veterans that have served in our armed forces. By branch, I'll identify them for you. From the Army, Tracy Burnett, Andrew Chavez, Officer Arturo de la Rosa, Joe Martinez, Mark Mitchell, Jake Olvera, Jesus Padilla, Javier Ponce, and Edward Vasquez. Serving our school and district now after having served in the Air Force: Mr. William Avey, George Green, Miguel Prado Alvarado, and Charles Resslinger. From the Navy, aside from myself, there's Michael Alfaro and Joel Guajardo. And then finally, we have a couple of Marines among us, James McDaniel and Jeffrey Sanford. Thank them and thank you.
Thank you.